Rocco Laganestra came up with a figure of $3 million to basically buy the rights to the Back-Catalogue. Through negotiations, that would go up to $5.4 million. You know, there's this sort of, I guess, this urban myth or this general thought that the Colonel was on a 50-50 arrangement with Elvis. It wasn't that simple. In fact, as we're going to find out, it was a whole lot more complicated, perhaps in some ways not as bad and in other ways actually worse. So, Gary, there's some stuff here that I'd like to run through with you, and honestly, if you can make head nor tail of this, you are a lot smarter than me, which I think probably our listeners would have realised by now anyway. Okay, so let's try and get our heads around this a little bit. From now on, all record income would be split down the middle, with touring remaining at a 2/3, 1/3 division. Now, there was $400,000 tacked on to the $5.4 million at the front end and divided 75-25, and $5 million that represented the actual buyout was treated as a side deal to be divided equally. Now, here we go. There was, in addition, a new 7-year contract guaranteeing $500,000 a year against royalty earnings, 2 new albums and 4 singles, which Elvis would be contractually obligated to provide each year. Now, as you alluded to, Gary, this became a very contentious issue, and he did towards the end fail to live up to that. Now, moreover, where are we? Moreover, at the conclusion of the 7-year term, Elvis and the Colonel would each receive a $100,000 bonus not to be counted against royalties, and the Colonel got a number of contractual guarantees of his own. So here we go, I'm not sure that they did actually succeed in getting rid of him. He was to receive a $50,000 a year consulting fee for the duration of the contract for assisting RCA in the development of merchandising and promotion, for supplying RCA with merchandising and promotional material, plus $10,000 a year for exploiting merchandising rights on the expired contract, and for his assistance in helping RCA record tours in planning, promotion and merchandising in connection with the operation of the tour agreement. For the duration of the new contract, he was to receive a grand total of $1.35 million, plus 10% of RCA record tours profits off the top. All in all, the Colonel was guaranteed $1.75 million on top of his $2.6 million share of the buyout itself, and the $1.75 million that he would get as his share of the new recording contract, which meant that the Colonel would receive roughly $6 million to Elvis's $4.5 million from all the deals combined.